Hundreds of Maryland families are coping with news they thought they'd never hear. Their loved one's killer could soon be free.
And that's despite those convicted killers being sentenced to life in prison, or in some cases even longer. Brad Bell has the story behind the decision.
Karen Wilson was just 13 years old in 1969 when her father, Gene, was murdered.
Well, my dad was always the kind that was never too busy for us.
Wilson says she and her family found a sense of security when the man who stabbed her dad 30 times was sentenced to life plus 20 years. She thought he'd be locked up forever. And then last month came the call she'll never forget. Her dad's killer would soon be free because of a recent court ruling.
I've had to relive my father's death all over again.
It's all because of this man. Merle Unger Jr. shot and killed a Hagerstown police officer in 1975. He was convicted and sent to prison. But last year, the Maryland Court of Appeals ruled that the judge's instructions to the jury at his trial violated his right to a fair trial. He was granted a new one. Now, because of that ruling, as many as 299 Maryland prison inmates convicted before 1980 when the jury instructions changed may have to be granted new trials.
Here in Prince George's County, there are some 15 cases that could be covered by the so-called Unger ruling. All but one involve murders, and most have now asked for new trials.
Most of these cases are heinous crimes.
Prince George's County Deputy State's Attorney Tara Jackson says she hopes the trials won't be granted. Her office has set up a committee to look at each case. In many, she says, it may not even be possible to prosecute.
It may be that these witnesses are 70 and 80 and 90 years old and don't have a great memory of what happened 40 years ago.
And so, hundreds of killers statewide may go free.
It's like you don't count. The person who killed you is more important than you are.
As for Merle Unger, he got his new trial and 2 weeks ago was convicted all over again. He will be staying in prison. In Jessup, Brad Bell, ABC 7 News.